Hey guys, Christina Ricci. If you want more pars, let's make sure you understand the relationship with the club face in your lead hand. We've talked about this before in previous tips, and we're going to dive deeper. And in this specific segment, we are going to talk about the variables of the lead wrist in relation to the club face. We need to have the correct matchup. All right, so we need certain variables in your lead hand to get the results with the club face. A lot of players, for example, have a super strong grip and they're bowing on the way down, so they're flexing their wrist, and it's creating a very shut club face. And unless you have a lot of forward shaft lean to offset that, because forward shaft lean opens the face, you're going to be in trouble. Your ball flight's going to be too low, and you're not going to have enough spin. All right, so it's important to understand those variables. If you're a newer player and you have a weak grip, I see that a lot, and you don't have any bow, you're most likely going to come in with an open club face. So you're going to struggle with weak rights. So it's important to understand how the wrist works, how the wrist really is the driver of the club face. And once you understand that, it's like baking a cake. You put the ingredients together and you're going to get an awesome result. You ready? Let's get to it. All right, so it's really important to match up your grip with the club face and your release pattern. All right, your release pattern being, do you need to bow, or can you be neutral and just get your ball marker facing the target? All right, or if you're super strong, all right, you're actually going to come in and the ball marker is going to be facing that way because you're super strong. All right, that is square. If I turn it or trying to get this ball marker facing the target, look what it does to the club face. It shuts it. All right, so it's really important to match up your grip with your club face, and the best way to select that is, what is your preferred tendency? For example, I could not go weak because I have a hard time bowing, although I am getting a little better with my bow, but I prefer not to work that hard. I prefer a neutral, all right, because I like the feeling of getting this ball marker mirroring the club face. I like the fact that this lead hand and this club face match with a neutral grip. All right, they match. They are pals. All right, a strong grip, because I like to release the club. I really like that feeling of getting these forearm rotation versus hanging on or trying to keep the club face down the target line. All right, I like the feeling of rolling. All right, so if I had a super strong grip and I rolled, that thing would be dead shut. Or if I bowed, that club face would be dead shut. All right, so it's really important that you understand those variables. All right, so if you're coming in, you have a strong, super strong grip, you get into the top and you're bowing because you're looking at all the tips to say you got to bow, but your grip is crazy strong. All right, you got to have a lot of forward shaft lean to offset that, because forward shaft lean opens the face. All right, so then you'd have a matchup, but I'd only recommend this if you're a super high speed player. Neutral grip, all right, you don't have to worry about bowing either. You could come down and just get your ball marker facing the target and you'll be square. All right, you could bow too. All right, you definitely could bow a little bit, but you're not going to need to bow as much as if you had a weak grip. So if your grip is super weak, you'd have to bow a lot. All right, now I think a lot of players think they have to bow because it shallows the club head, that shallows the shaft. All right, and that is true. However, I have a neutral grip. I don't bow, and I shallow it just fine. All right, it's all about how you're moving your pressure and feeling that the club head is behind you. All right, it's all about keeping the club head behind you, but you don't have to bow to do that. All right, and if you do like the bow, then make sure your grip matches. All right, so you could do neutral and you could do weak. I wouldn't recommend strong and bowing. All right, just wouldn't recommend that.